Being the best is not about reaching a final destination or attaining some ultimate status. It is a continuous unfolding, a dynamic movement rather than a static state. Imagine a river. It doesn't stop to declare itself the best river once it reaches the ocean. Instead, it flows ceaselessly, adapting to the contours of the land, navigating obstacles and transforming as it moves. Similarly, in life, there is no singular moment where one can say, "I've arrived." Each achievement is merely a stepping stone, a marker on an ongoing journey of growth and discovery. To become the best at anything, one must embrace this endless process, recognizing that every step, every challenge, and every success is part of a larger flow. In this way, being the best is less about the external recognition of achievement and more about the internal experience of progress and presence. It is the act of showing up each day, fully engaged and open to learning, that truly defines the pursuit. Mastery is not a fixed point, but a rhythm, a dance with the ever-changing nature of life itself. To truly excel at anything, one must dive deeply into the act itself, giving it undivided attention and presence. The secret lies not in obsessing over future results, but in fully experiencing the practice as it unfolds. Imagine a musician lost in their craft, fingers gliding over strings or keys, not thinking of applause or accolades, but simply reveling in the sound and movement. This is the essence of immersion, becoming one with the moment. When you immerse yourself in practice, you dissolve the boundaries between yourself and what you are doing. There is no sense of "I am practicing" or "I need to get better." There is only the doing itself. This state of flow, where time seems to fade away, is where true progress happens, not through force but through harmony with the task at hand. Excellence emerges naturally when you give yourself fully to the process. It is not a question of "will this lead to success," but rather, "how deeply can I engage with this moment?" The more you focus on the present, the more your skills refine themselves almost effortlessly, as if the act of practice becomes a living, breathing thing guiding you forward. Immersion requires trust in the process, in yourself and in the journey. By surrendering to the practice without the weight of expectations, you allow the seeds of mastery to grow in their own time, nurtured by your undivided attention and sincere effort. Failure is not the end of the journey, but an integral part of the path to growth and mastery. It is through mistakes that we learn the most profound lessons, discovering what works and what doesn't, refining our approach with every stumble. Consider a child learning to walk. They fall repeatedly, not discouraged or defeated, but with an innate curiosity and determination to try again. For them, failure is not an obstacle, it is simply a part of the process. To learn from failure, one must first shift their perspective. Instead of seeing it as a reflection of inadequacy, recognize it as a natural step in any worthwhile pursuit. Failure holds a mirror to our efforts, showing us where we can improve and inviting us to approach the challenge anew with greater understanding. Each setback is a teacher, offering insights that success alone could never provide. But learning from failure also requires humility. It asks us to let go of the ego's desire for perfection and accept that growth is often messy and imperfect. By embracing this reality, we open ourselves to experimentation, creativity, and resilience. Failure becomes less about loss and more about opportunity, the chance to evolve, adapt, and ultimately rise stronger. Moreover, failure teaches patience. Mastery is not achieved overnight, and the road to becoming the best is rarely smooth. By facing failure with an open heart and a curious mind, we build the endurance needed to navigate the long and winding path to success. Each failure then becomes a stepping stone, carrying us closer to our goals, one lesson at a time. True mastery begins not with striving for results, but with finding joy in the act itself. When you engage in something you truly love, the effort feels light and the work becomes play. Think of an artist lost in their creation, a gardener tending to plants, or a child building sandcastles at the beach. Their focus isn't on an end goal, but on the delight of the moment, the texture of the experience, and the beauty of the unfolding process. To find joy in the process, it's essential to let go of the pressure to perform or prove yourself. The act of doing, when approached with genuine curiosity and passion, becomes its own reward. Every stroke of the brush, every solved problem, every tiny improvement feels fulfilling. Because it's not about what you achieve, it's about who you become along the way. Joy transforms even the most mundane tasks into meaningful experiences. When you learn to approach your work with a sense of wonder and gratitude, you discover that there's magic in the smallest details: the sound of a pencil on paper, the rhythm of typing on a keyboard, or the satisfaction of completing a single step in a larger journey. These moments, often overlooked, are where life happens and where growth truly takes root. Finding joy also means being patient and kind with yourself. It's easy to get frustrated when progress feels slow, but joy doesn't thrive under pressure. Instead, it grows when you allow yourself the freedom to explore, to make mistakes, and to celebrate even the smallest victories. The process itself becomes a source of fulfillment, a reminder that every step you take, no matter how small, is part of something greater. When you let joy guide your efforts, your work becomes a reflection of your passion and authenticity. You're not just chasing success, you're creating something that resonates deeply with who you are. And in that, there's a profound sense of satisfaction that no external achievement can replicate. Comparison is one of the quickest ways to lose your connection with your own path. When you measure yourself against others, you place your focus on their journey instead of your own, forgetting that no two paths are ever meant to be the same. Just as no two trees in a forest grow identically, every person's growth follows a unique rhythm and pattern shaped by their experiences, strengths, and challenges. The act of comparing creates a false hierarchy where we view someone else's success as a yardstick for our own worth. But what you see in others is often only a fraction of their reality, the polished surface, not the struggles and failures that underpin their achievements. In trying to match their pace or mimic their accomplishments, you risk overlooking the richness and authenticity of your own journey. True growth comes when you turn inward, focusing on your progress rather than competing with someone else's milestones. Ask yourself, am I better than I was yesterday? Have I taken a step forward, no matter how small? These are the only comparisons that matter, because they honor where you've come from and where you are going, without diminishing the value of others' paths. Avoiding comparison doesn't mean ignoring others, it means celebrating their achievements without letting them overshadow your own. Use their success as inspiration, not as a source of envy. Recognize that their victories are proof of what is possible, not evidence of what you lack. There is enough room in the world for everyone to thrive in their own way, at their own pace. When you let go of comparison, you free yourself from the weight of unrealistic expectations. You allow yourself to grow naturally, guided by your interests, talents, and passions. This freedom opens the door to deeper creativity and joy, as you are no longer bound by the need to measure up to anyone else. Instead, you can focus fully on becoming the best version of yourself, which is the only standard that truly matters. Letting go of control is not about giving up, it is about understanding that not everything in life can be forced or meticulously planned. True mastery comes not from tightening your grip, but from learning to flow with the rhythms of life. Think of a surfer riding a wave. They do not control the ocean, they cannot command its size or its direction. Instead, they align themselves with its energy, finding balance and harmony within its natural flow. Control often stems from the fear of failure, the fear of uncertainty, or the fear of losing one's way. But the irony is that the tighter we try to hold on, the more we disrupt the very process we aim to master. Like trying to catch water with a clenched fist, our efforts to dominate life's currents often leave us empty-handed and frustrated. When you let go of control, you make space for adaptability and creativity. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles to overcome through sheer force, but as opportunities to grow and learn. A tree does not resist the wind, it bends and sways, finding strength in flexibility. In the same way, releasing the need for control allows you to adjust gracefully to the ever-changing circumstances around you. Letting go also means trusting the process, trusting that the effort you put in will bear fruit in its own time. even if the results don't unfold exactly as you imagined. It means embracing uncertainty and recognizing that not knowing the next step can lead to discoveries you never anticipated. Often, life has a way of guiding us to where we need to be, if only we allow ourselves to listen and follow its cues. Ultimately, letting go of control is an act of liberation. It frees you from the exhausting task of micromanaging every detail and opens the door to a more natural, effortless way of being. By surrendering to the flow of life, you not only achieve more but also experience a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. Instead of fighting against the current, you become one with it, moving with grace and ease toward whatever lies ahead. Aligning with the natural flow of life means stepping out of resistance and into harmony with the rhythms of existence. Life, at its core, is like a river ever moving, dynamic, and unpredictable. To align with its flow is to recognize that there is a larger pattern at play, one that cannot be controlled but can be embraced. It is an invitation to trust the process and move with life rather than against it. When you align with the natural flow, you let go of the need to force outcomes. Effort becomes less about struggle and more about working in tandem with the opportunities and challenges that arise. Consider a bird soaring through the sky. It does not fight the wind, it uses it, adjusting its wings to glide effortlessly. In the same way, aligning with the flow means adapting to what life offers rather than rigidly insisting on how things should be. This alignment also requires listening not just to the external world but to your own inner guidance. Just as nature has its seasons, so too does every individual have moments of growth, rest, and renewal. When you honor your instincts and follow your natural rhythms, you find yourself in sync with the greater currents of life. Decisions feel clearer, actions feel lighter, and progress feels more organic. Resistance often arises when we cling to expectations or fight against the inevitable. But life's flow is not something to be feared. It is a force that carries us forward, whether we fight it or move with it. When you choose to align, you discover that even the challenges you face are part of a larger, supportive process, a push to grow, to adapt, to become more. Aligning with the flow also means embracing uncertainty. The river does not know every twist and turn ahead, yet it moves with confidence, trusting the path it carves. Similarly, when you trust life's flow, you allow yourself to move forward with ease, knowing that each step is part of a greater journey. By aligning with the natural flow, you create a life that feels less forced and more meaningful. Your actions become intuitive, your growth becomes effortless, and your experiences become richer. In this state of harmony, you realize that life itself is not something to be conquered, but something to be lived fully and joyfully. Celebrating progress is about acknowledging the steps you've taken, no matter how small, and recognizing their value in the larger journey. It's easy to get caught up in chasing the ultimate goal, overlooking the milestones that pave the way. Yet it is these smaller victories, the incremental improvements, the moments of persistence, and the lessons learned that truly shape your growth. When you celebrate progress, you shift your focus from what remains to be done to what has already been accomplished. This shift is not about complacency, it's about finding motivation and joy in the process. Each step forward is proof of your dedication and a reminder that you are moving in the right direction. By taking the time to honor these moments, you reinforce your sense of purpose and fuel the energy to keep going. Celebration doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come, sharing your achievements with someone who supports you, or treating yourself to something small yet meaningful. The act of celebrating creates a pause in the relentless pursuit of what's next, allowing you to connect with the present and appreciate the effort you've invested. This practice also helps to build resilience. Progress is rarely a straight line, it comes with setbacks, detours, and challenges. By celebrating even the smallest wins, you cultivate a sense of optimism and gratitude, which can carry you through difficult times. It reminds you that every effort, no matter how seemingly insignificant, contributes to the larger picture of success. Celebrating progress is also a way of being kind to yourself. It acknowledges that growth takes time and that each step forward is worth appreciating. It shifts the narrative from one of not enough to one of abundance, where every action, every improvement is seen as valuable. In celebrating progress, you create a rhythm of positivity and momentum, a cycle where achievement fuels motivation and motivation fuels achievement. It transforms the journey into something to be savored rather than endured, making the process of striving for your goals as rewarding as the goals themselves. In the end, becoming the best at anything is not about chasing perfection or reaching a singular pinnacle of achievement. It is about engaging fully in the journey, immersing yourself in practice, learning from failure, finding joy in the process, avoiding the distractions of comparison, letting go of rigid control, aligning with the natural flow of life, and celebrating progress along the way. True mastery lies in the balance between effort and surrender, in embracing the lessons of each moment while trusting the unfolding of your unique path. When you approach life with this mindset, excellence ceases to be a destination and instead becomes a way of being, a reflection of your dedication, curiosity, and alignment with the rhythms of existence. And in that, you not only become the best at what you do, but also the truest, most fulfilled version of yourself.